Hello everyone, I'm Neeraj from CLAT Tutor Bangalore, an initiative of Mindtree Education. For over 22 years, I have been mentoring students in aptitude and career planning. And since 2008, I have been guiding students preparing for CLAT. Let us talk about G7, today's topic. Let us travel back to 1973. The world was hit by one of the biggest economic crises in history, the oil crisis. Oil producing country reduced production and increased price dramatically. And if once price of oil increases, there are so many other things changes. Petrol became expensive, industry slowed down, inflation increased, economies entered recession. Country realized if we continue working alone, we all suffer. So one leader decided to act. The president of France, he invited the leader of the world's biggest democratic economies to France in 1975. Only six countries came: USA, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. They had no constitution, no headquarters, no voting system, just one mission. Let us solve global economic problems together. Since there were six members, the world called them G6. The following year, in 1976, a peaceful and prosperous country knocked on the door: Canada. The six leaders smiled. You share our democratic values, you have a strong economy, come join us. Canada entered, and now the group became G7. So G6 plus Canada, we got G7. Years later, the Cold War ended. The world wanted better cooperation with Russia. So in 1998, Russia joined and G7 became G8. Everything looked fine until 2014. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, a region of Ukraine. The other countries strongly opposed this move. They suspended Russia from the group, and once again the group returned to G7, and it remains G7 even today. Now here is something interesting. If someone asks where is the G7 headquarters, answer is there isn't one. Who is the Secretary General? No one. Where is the treaty? There isn't one. The G7 is simply an informal forum. The leaders meet once every year, discuss global issue, make commitment and return home. No law forces anyone to follow the decision yet. Because these are some of the world's largest economies, their decisions influence global policies and economies. Who sit at the table? Imagine a round table. Each member has a special role. USA, financial power; Japan, technology; Germany, manufacturing; France, diplomacy; United Kingdom, global finance; Italy, industry and culture; and Canada has got natural resources. There is also one special guest: European Union. The European Union participate in every summit, but remember, the European Union is not counted as G7 member. Yes, European Union is not counted as G7 members. So you need to remember this. Now let us discuss what G7 actually discuss. Alright, so today G7 discuss far more than just the economy. Climate change, artificial intelligence, cyber security, energy security, global economy, global health, food security, supply chains, Russia-Ukraine war, Indo-Pacific security, trade, technology, democracy and human rights. Now let us come to the important part, which is G7 Summit 2026. So this summit, G7 Summit this year, which is 52nd, host country was France, host leader President Emmanuel Macron, venue was France, and it was held on from 15 to 17 June 2026. Now significance of the venue: same town hosted the G8 summit in 2003. France last hosted a G7 in 2019. And now who attended? Core G7 members attended, and there were outreach and invited countries. So from Brazil, it was Lula; India, Mr. Modi attended; Kenya, Ruto attended; South Korea, Lee Jae-myung; Syria, Ahmed al-Sarraj; plus Egypt was also involved in discussion as per French sources. Now there was a special guest also. Ukraine President Zelensky joined the discussion on the war. Now this time, if you see, France's approach was a bit different. France presidency took an unprecedented method. Partner countries like India, Kenya, South Korea, Brazil, and Egypt were involved throughout the discussion, not just in a side outreach session. France also engaged civil society and the private technology sector directly on digital and AI regulation. Ahead of the summit, if you see, Macron also convened a separate global convergence for growth summit on 11th June 2026, which notably included China alongside G7 members plus India, Brazil, South Korea, and Kenya, focused on global macroeconomic imbalance. Outcomes: there were 9 declarations adopted. The leaders adopted 9 separate declarations and a statement covering geopolitical issue, which was first one. Second, macroeconomic imbalance. Third one was critical mineral supply chains. Fourth one was mutually beneficial international partnership. Fifth one was Ebola outbreak in Congo and Uganda. It was coordinated response over $1 billion committed for containment, testing, vaccines, and cross-border preparedness. Sixth, it was a fight against cancer. Then seventh was migrant smuggling. Then eight was drug trafficking. Ninth was safer digital space for minors. You don't need to worry, you don't need to make notes. We are going to provide you with all this data. Now let us talk about presidency rotation. So in the year 2025, Canada hosted. 2026, this year it was France, and 2027, next year it will be USA. Let us talk about India's role. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended as an outreach invitee, and India was one of the select partner countries involved throughout France discussion, not just as a token session, reflecting India's continued deepening engagement with the G7 process on economic governance, critical minerals, and digital AI issues. Remember, CLAT doesn't ask you to memorize isolated facts. It tests whether you understand the story behind world events, and that's exactly how we will learn every important international organization in this series. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe to CLAT Tutor. In the next episode, we will explore the fascinating story of the BRICS and understand why it is one of the most important global forums for every CLAT aspirant. Please download the G7 PDF from the link provided in the description. Thank you so much, and we'll meet in next video.